Yo, my name is Mutalathevoice from Nairobi, Kenya, of course, the capital of Africa. So there is this tendency that right now has popped up, and it is something of a major concern. Like I've realized, most Western YouTubers are coming to Africa, and there's this tendency that they don't talk anything good about Africa. Of course, there is a few of them speaking good about Africa, talking about Africa, showing amazing things that you have never seen on TV, but still a majority of them have come to Africa, but all they can see is about negative things about Africa. So it's rush hour in Nairobi. I want to cross this way. I want to cross this side first, then we. I don't know if you have realized that. I don't know if you have realized that, or am I the only one realizing this? So let me cross like this. We headed this way, then we continue with our topic. Okay, back to the topic. I was saying this. I've realized, there is a trend of, content creators coming to Africa, and mostly from the West. And there is nothing positive they can talk about Africa. All they come to talk about is like they already prepared the topics. They're not even coming to see what is in Africa. They'll prepare the topics. It is ready. It's just about a matter of talking and confirming, man, this bad, this bad, this bad, this bad. I don't know why we are entertaining them so much. Because some of the problems that we're having in Africa, actually that their own countries are the one who cause the problems or challenges that we are facing right now in Africa. But when they come here, all they come is to blame how Africans are lazy. Let me tell you something. Africans have never been lazy. Even when you talk about any economy in the world, most of the time, Africa has contributed significantly to that economy. You get that? So, you find sometimes someone comes to a country like Nairobi, Kenya. Nairobi is the capital of Kenya. So, let me mention a few countries that they normally come. They come to. You find them coming to Kenya. Like right now, I don't know why most YouTubers are coming to Kenya. Tanzania. You find Nigeria, Ghana, Tanzania. I've already mentioned Burundi, Rwanda. So those are the countries that are very common when normally when you see those Western YouTubers coming to Africa. But you hear titles like zombies, like zombies of Nairobi. I don't know why Burundi is the poorest country in the world. They choose the worst of the worst to show about Africa. Okay, my point of view is that we understand in Africa we've got challenges here and there. That's true. We've got challenges here and there, and we are on the process of addressing those challenges, of which most of them were caused by your countries. Without any fear of contradiction, I can say that they're caused by your own countries. But most of the time when they come to Africa, they start blaming Africans for the troubles or challenges that they made African to find themselves in. Okay, like let's do something like a simple thing. You can say it's about trade, you can say it's about business, but you can find a country that says you cannot do trade with a certain country just because we have got sanctions, or we have a problem with them. So because you are an enemy to a certain country, that means that particular maybe African country cannot trade with that that country, forcing us like your enemy should be our enemy. Another thing is that there's something that's when you talk about doing the trade, that we have to use a certain currency to trade. One thing that I'm very happy with, that what is happening right now, that thing is going to disappear. I'm very happy about that. Let me use this road. Let me go like this. I'm in Westlands, Nairobi, Kenya right now. So let me continue with my point. Okay, you find a country coming up with policies. I know we have got these trade policies that you have to trade with, the dollar, whatever. That nonsense. But at the same time, using that currency like a weaponization of a currency, that's what I'm talking about. Weaponization of a country, so that any country that maybe has got an ally which is not your ally, you weaponize that currency so that they cannot do business. So that's what I'm talking about. You find sometimes creating an environment that is not suitable for progress of African countries. Look at every African country that we are talking about right now. Every chaos that you see in Africa, most of the time, 90% of it, the Western countries have a hand on it. That's true. That's true. I know sometimes our leaders let us down, but when you check the problems deeper, you realize that they have been made or been put in a certain situation that, they cannot escape that. That's what I mean. So, you find a certain country or a certain leader, or let's talk about a country. A country has been sanctioned over nonsense by the West to the fact that its economy is forced to be on its knees just because he has refused to bow to the demands of the West. That's what's happening. And when you see these YouTubers coming to Africa, showing the worst of it, talking bad about Africa, and we entertain them, that's not something good, man. We should not entertain anyone who tries to bring Africa's image down. Look right now, go check, the vlogs right now, man. Go check on the YouTube, the travelers. All coming here, they start with pampering you, say, oh, this is my first time in Kenya, this is my first time in Africa, oh. But when you go down there and watch their content and what they are talking about, they're just talking about bad things about Africa. They'll talk about, praise you how, oh, Africa we live organic life, oh, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But the true image they're trying to say in those images or maybe those videos they are doing is that Africa, we are nothing. Maybe it's a concern to me. Maybe it's just a concern to me. Tell me in the comment section, and I need to know if you observe something like this, because with me, I totally don't like it. I want to know in the comment section if you support that. Because with me, okay, we have challenges in Africa, yes, but we are working towards, solving those challenges, of which majority of them were caused by the so-called people who are trying to champion for the human rights. They do say so, but most of the time they are the ones causing problems. So my point is that before you come and blame Africans, before you look down, upon Africans, before you talk this bullshit about Africa, first of all, ask your questions. Why are they having these problems, and who are the major people who cause these problems? I'm trying to, to talk while also observing, because the rush hour right now, so I need to be a little bit careful. So you should look who are the main problem or the causes of this problem in Africa. They are the West themselves. It is so disappointing to the fact that, they don't talk anything good about Africa. All they see is negative about Africa. And their own countries is actually in a mess. Instead of, sometimes talking about what is Africa, what Africa needs to improve, go check on your country, go improve your country. Sometimes we just don't need your help. All we want is just to have a fair play, to do business, and yes, to interact in the world. Okay, I'll give you another example. Like, for them to come to Africa, it's quite easy peasy for them to come to Africa. But you imagine an African going to their country, man, it's so hard. Even doing the simplest of the simplest, man, very hard. Very hard. And I think, though sometimes you say, oh, they come from big economies, they contribute significantly to the economy, we as Africans also should create systems such that, you know, we should not allow this nonsense to continue. That's why I do champion, man. I'm looking forward where we can have, you know, one country and one passport, that is one strong passport that, you know, we should be able to negotiate at a global scale such that we should enable our African brothers and sisters also to move to this country the way they want, as how we allow them to come to our country even without questioning anything about them, because we just ask a few questions. Of course, this and this, this and this, they are clear, but us going to their country, man, they've made it very, very, very hard. Why should we allow them to have it easy when us going to their own countries, they have made it so hard? Maybe I'm overthinking, man. Maybe I'm overthinking. Tell me in the comment section. I need to know, man. I need to know. So I'm headed this way, still in Nairobi, Kenya, Africa. So yeah, you know, this is something that has been itching me for quite some time, and why should we allow them to have an easy time here when our brothers and sisters, when they go to their country, they have a very, very, very tough time? Okay, I was checking to, you know, iammarwa story, man. He's like, the last time we saw iammarwa here in Nairobi, when we did a collab with us a month ago, up to this moment, he's still struggling to do the visa clearance, whatever, those nonsense. But when they come here, man, they have it very easy. Nobody disturbs them. I think when we also make their life tougher here, maybe it's when we'll have maybe a platform to reason with them so that they can ease in when our brothers and sisters travel to their countries to do business or to do whatever. So sometimes I think we should not just entertain them. The moment you entertain them, they just think it's easy peasy, man. So that's just my thinking. And just to let them know that Africa, we have got our own challenges. That's true. But at the same time, we have got our own strengths, of which are more than our weaknesses. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And most of the problems that we are having right now in Africa, you are the main causes of those problems. So don't come and try and hide, you know, on our few challenges that we are having here as Africa. Then try to portray us as losers, because these problems, some of them, majority of them, you are the causes of these problems. What do you think? Tell me in the comment section, because I'm very sick with these Western, you know, YouTubers coming here thinking they are gods and bringing out the worst about Africa. It's not good. It's not good, because we also go to other countries, but we try to look for the positive about those countries and share with the world. That's how it's supposed to be, and also contribute on what we can do better as together, that is to ensure we develop together and to make the world a better place, but not about negativity all the time. What do you think? Tell me in the comment section. My name is Mutalathevoice. Have a good time. I'm crossing this way.